Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining today's London session with Cashtrap 3. Sorry, I'm a little bit late.
Morning, Sarah.
Hello, Mary. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Kevin. Thanks for joining. I appreciate your time and company. I will look at other pairs, Usdjpy. I just want to start with this. And I will then look at something else with a higher payout. So we've got Forex Factory. I follow the same routine. What I have learnt the hard way is that the more I press the button, the more I get addicted to overtrading. The faster I go, the less progress I make. What has changed it for me, and I've learnt it from Les, I'm very grateful to him for that, is to use his compounding and withdrawal spreadsheet, fill in your start balance, your daily end balance, how many trades you've taken, what your percentage is. And when your account is small, focus. Chance Gonan used to teach us this because he started literally with nothing and he's just bought a 13-acre farm in Missouri, and he's only, he started at 18, he's only 24, 25. And he was with IM Academy since before the days that had the go live, and he found Christopher Terry on YouTube. So he dates back that far, and he's just a farm boy from Ohio. And he always said, when people said to him, well, how did you cope when your account was so small and it's so frustrating? And he said, I just focused on the percentages. So remember, the world pays us virtually nothing on our savings. So we mustn't be sniffy when we say, I made 1% today, I made 2% today, I made 3%, 4%, 5%. Those are phenomenal figures. If you stick to that, and Les has taught me this, you will double your account about every 3 weeks. So if you started now with about even like 150, 200, $250 in your account, whatever currency, but let's say something, he said, you know, the example we went through was about 150, which most people can get together. Then by the 31st of December, you would have $38,400 in your account. And that's what Einstein teaches us. So if you double it every 3 weeks, so do your vision board, be the person you want to be now, think wealthy, act wealthy, assume that posture, and you will, you know, because it will rapidly start to work for you, and suddenly the riches will come. It's not actually difficult to learn trading. It's a pattern repeat, and I can assure you I'm a most average school student, lack of attention, certainly no maths, never done a spreadsheet course in my life, and I don't want to. A really average person, but anyway, that's the kind of the moral of the story. So let's get down to business. We have US news at 2:30, destined to be good. Whatever advanced GDP, gross domestic product quarterly growth. So June, end of July, right? So currency strength meter. Let me look at what they're doing, refresh this. So I follow the same routine, and that's the other thing, consistency and routine. I trade the same times as Les. I like that Tokyo Open if I'm not too tired to get up when I'm not doing my live. And I walk away from the computer, which is something I was not doing. So I walk away from the computer to stop myself over trading, because it's that natural human greed. And you can go all around the houses, get your account up, overtrade, go back to where you were at the beginning of the week, etc. And you look at your figures and you think, well, do you know what, if I hadn't done any of that and I just stuck to not being greedy, doing 1 or 2, 3 or 4 decent trades, stuck to my percentage. So it's the slower you go, the further forward you will get faster. And that's why Chance always said, Forex is the transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. And I went on every single session of Chance's when I first started with a system that worked for me, which was the pitchforks and the scanner, for 9 months. Every single session, I put my bed in the study. Anyway, Usdjpy, both about even. They're both very low here. Euro, I never trade on London, and there's GBP and ORD. So our other option, depending on payouts, would be calls on ORD USD. Would be my other preference to look at. But again, I like Usdjpy so much, I'll trade it even at the low payouts because I kind of know where I'm going with it mostly now. Let's look at HourGlass. So you can see that coming up, we're just coming up to the 15 minutes. I haven't updated my lines since I was on Tokyo this morning, just privately. So that's giving us a weird that's it. So it's just coming up to the 200 moving average, which went green, then it went red. It's crossed above the midline of the Bollinger Bands. There's a doji candle on the open of the hour. It's pushed up. It's giving a put score of 5 off this area on the 15 minutes. The dollar is a put score of 2 and 30 to 21. So it's a put score of 5 on a retrace. It does say sell. It is overbought. It is overbought. It's up at 841, and it's still pushing up. There's that doji. Someone chatting. Someone saying something in the chat. Yeah, thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. Believe you me, it's lessons I've learned the hard way, and I think it's just human nature, isn't it? We get frustrated. So this is an old yellow hourly and a 15-minute doji candle pushed up strongly. It's now off that moving average, but it's pushing through it off this 15-minute. So it's on a bit of a mission. Didn't turn on. Doesn't look like it's turning unless it's going to turn at 853. Just wicking off it there on the 1 minute. But I've missed the 15-minute call, really, and I want to update my lines. So again, another lesson learned, don't snatch at trades. It'll invariably go wrong because it's like preparation for anything. Like I'm not particularly watching the Olympics, but they find their, pardon the pun, they find their balance, their orientation, they shape themselves out, they get themselves focused. And that's what I do when I start trading. I find the lay of the land, and then go in, and I do try and get on before the hour. I just I couldn't quite manage it this morning. So it's coming up to a daily here at 861 and a yellow hourly. Now I need to update my lines, but that's where's my quarter theory is on. Just trying to look for the next quarter level, which is that back up at that 110 up there. So it could be that it wants to push back up there, but I'll go back out to the hourly and daily and I'll update the lines in a second. We'll see what happens for the half past. Fail to prepare. Oh, I love that. Prepare to fail. So true. That is so true. I love that. Forgotten that phrase. So what I'm going to do is look at the lines, because that's pushed up very strongly above that moving average at the moment, 30 to 21. So it looks like the dollar is increasing. Is it? Yes, 2 bars on the US dollar to 1 on JPY. Dollar gaining in strength. So I want to update my lines. You can take some of the old ones off, obviously, if you feel they're getting a bit overwhelming. I like to tidy them up. I do take them off once it's moved out of the area. So I've now got a few minutes. This is how I trade, saying to myself, got a few minutes until the half past. I'll take that off because I can always shove some more on. I can't see where this, take that off. I've got plenty on here to work with. And I'll just move, I'll take that one off. Put that there. And I'll put one down here. Because that was the open of this daily. 679 it went down to. So I was trading in this range early hours of this morning. I won't put one on the candle that's moving. And I'll put one there. 913 and one more. There, which is right on an old hourly. Come down to the 1 hour, which are my yellow lines. I'll just move that one. Oh, that one's actually moving. So I'll leave that. I've got that level at 854. And I want to put, I'll move some of these, I think. I'll put right, so that was an old one. Can't quite grab it. That's it. So I've got a daily with an hourly up at 109,888. I put the hourly on there. Just check where I am on here. Clone that. Right, so there's my hourly. That's at 811, but it did dip down to 801. Now down to the 15 minute, 22 minutes past. I use purple for that. I've got a 15-minute lining up nicely with that hourly. And let's see what else we've got here. $8.12. Well, that was that 8.11. So I've got the same thing there. 15 min and an hourly. So I've got those marked, and I need one up there. Just put that there. 831. And the height of it, 836. 831, 836. So that's that level marked, and I've got that where it's opened. Just grab one more. Which was at 825. Now, when I was trading this morning, that was a level of resistance, quite a tight level of resistance this morning. So now I've got my 15-minute areas marked. Just check I've got them correctly. Come to the 5-minute. This is a retrace It is crossing back below that 200 moving average, you'll notice, but it has formed that lower low down here. It was a lower low there. It does say put, but we've got a hidden bull directional trend generally up. So, and I've got that upper range there on the 5 minutes. They're not macro pivots because they haven't given us the letters saying higher high or lower high or higher low, which would indicate higher low would indicate bullish. But that is at 875 on a 15-minute and a daily. It looks like it's topped out there. So we need to be aware of that upper level at 892, which is a daily and a 15-minute. And remember, the longer the time frame, the stronger the rejection or support and resistance. So on the 5 minute, I'm going to put, it was one of my red for resistance. So I'll put one at the close and the higher level. That's 846,851. It's 5 minute. And some blue support. Let's see if I've got anything I can use down here. No, I obviously didn't get that low down. So I'm going to move that. Oh, no, not that one. I'm going to move this one. Oh, stop it. This one down to that level there, which was a very solid, that's a very solid close and a very solid open, no wick whatsoever. So you've got a buy candle using that solidly with volume in it, with actual trading at that 830 level. Which meets up that 831 that I talked about before. So once we've got our levels, let's just look at the hourly so we can see generally how it's been moving. So it had that higher high just above the, it just peaked above the big 1,000 pip range, 110.000, major level on the quarters. And it just went up it a bit to the 286 and formed the higher high virtually at the close of play last night. When I came on this morning, there's that put I took on the open, and then I waited for the 30-minute and I took a reversal off a daily for my second trade, and then I left the computer alone. So that was just some private trading. I like, because I do Tokyo live, so I like to trade it when I'm not doing live sessions, so I really learn how it moves. So here we've got higher lows. It's rejected and retested that daily, and it's wicked, a big wick off that level at 9 AM, which is London. And then we've got our hourly at 800, and we've got an 810, 811, which is a 15 minutes. So got a strong level of support here now on the hourly, and you can see the 200 moving average is moving down and price is starting to move up. But remember, we have got that red flag news this afternoon. So we're now at 28 minutes past. So now we've worked out where we are with things. I've got a nice level of support here. I've got hidden bull. I'm coming up for the half hour here. So if it stays at that level of support at 823 for a buy up to that 844. So I've got 820 to 844 level. On the 1 minute, you can see it has bottomed out, but we can see it's got what we call a lot of traffic. It's got to come up through these 15-minute lines. On the 3 minute, it is a doji, it is wicking off. So I'm looking for a call. Oh, it's dropped back a bit on the US dollar. It's at 822. HourGlass, the dollar saying put, and it is in the overbought area. We had a call, it's 26 to 19. It was only a call score of 2. It hasn't moved down quite as much as at 823. So I need it to drop back a little bit. 826 on the broker. That was the 822. So I am expecting a call. We've got a call at 818. Not quite as strong as I would like, but we did know it wicked off then. It has bottomed out, but we have still got our moving average. So it's very squeezed in this area because of those traffic levels. Let me take that line off now. So tempting for me to jump into that. I did feel pressurized yesterday, so I haven't done that. And look at that. I'm glad I haven't. Otherwise, I'd be sat here feeling embarrassed. So it's dropping down. So it's oh goodness, big drop down. I'm on the 1 minute, so it's choosing this level at 801. Choosing that level at 801. It's dropping down into that oversold area. We did get a call, but it was only a call score of 2. I'm on the 1 minute on my trading view. Look at all that level of support back there. That's at the 31 minutes past. The dollar is still saying put. Just below, you see it's struggling on that line there. 26 to 19. 811. Let me go back to the 5 minute. Just wicking off that hourly at 801. It's moving up through this another hourly and a 15 minute. Uh, 2 minutes 51 left to go on this candle. I've got something in the chat.
Sarah, refresh your hourglass, my love.
Okay. Oh, fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, it changed to a put. Ah.
Yes.
Ah. Right.
But it hasn't automatically updated it, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. 24 to 23 on the currency. Ah, okay. Put score of 2, 809, 810. I'm on the 5 minute. 811. 32.52. I've got 31.11. 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes in this trade. So I've now got 1 minute left. 808 I'm in at. The dollar is now a call. This is the dollar in the real time with a call score of 4, but it's right in the middle of the Bollinger Bands. They are rather tight. Bit of consolidation going on. 24 to 23. 812 on trading view. 815 on the broker. Still wicking up. Let me come to the 1 minute, see where I am. I can't roll over while I'm in profit. Now that 200 EMA on the 1 minute is holding it at the 805. It's off that hourly. It's just got to get through this 15 minute and the hourly there. 5 minutes. So it's just wicking off it there on this sell candle. So I've cleared that one. So I'll just put that onto there. Let me see what this 61 on HourGUSD. HourJPY is 76. I don't ever trade any of these others. GJ60, I wouldn't trade GJ in London anyway. It's one of the London pairs. Wouldn't trade Euro USD. It's the biggest moving currency, and it's London. Euro JPY 61. So all the payouts actually are low anyway, apart from Usdjpy. So I could have a quick look at that, but I never trade it these days, and I haven't drawn any lines on it. So there's that wick, 815, 820 on the broker. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask anything about anything to do with trading. 27 to 20, call score of 2. My next trade would be not 8:45, be at 45. So 1-0 for this session. Call score of 2. So it obviously was moving up. That was a retrace. It gave that put score of 2. This is why Matty's put on the previous one, so you can kind of get your sense of whether it's continuation or a retrace, what's been happening before. If it was trending strongly, then you'd have 2 calls, for example. So it came back, wicked off that level down to that 801. I got in at 808, and it went up to there's the open at 814. So I won that trade, and it's but as we know, there's a lot of, here's a level of resistance, 822. So there's quite a lot of these 15-minute levels and 1 hourlies for it to get through at this level, 825, for example. So that's kind of how I read the charts. So I know where I think price is going and what I think I'm doing. And I do now follow, well, I have done for quite a while, followed that marking timing strategy and generally stick to that. I know I got in that trade. I don't think I got into it exactly on the half past. So call score of 2, but moving up strongly. Oh, strongly now. And that's what I like about UJ. Once it decides to go, look at that, up to the 840. So what have we got happening at that level? We've got some 5-minute lines up at the 840, 844. And it's shot through those 15-minute lines now. Now the pink one's a 5-minute, which is weaker resistance. And then it's got this yellow hourly at 855 and 862 up there. So it came very nicely off that quarter point. Levels, these are levels. So off that hourly level, wicked up above that hourly to the daily, back down to a daily, and it's a strong candle up. So it is, if we go out to our hourly candle, what do we see? We see very long wicks on the previous, very long wicks on the previous buy candle. In fact, it's quite wicky altogether, but an open on the current hourly very strongly off the 15-minute and the hourly there, although it did try to push down, but it couldn't manage it to that hourly. So if you know, this is how you read the trades. If you're in a trade for a call, and then you know, you might panic and think, oh my goodness, it's wrong, I'm wrong, cashtrap's wrong. It's just because, as Les said yesterday, it's chosen a lower level to bounce off. It doesn't mean you're wrong if you've done the kind of analysis I've just been through this morning. It's just taken that lower level, and that's why it's better to take fewer trades, because when you press the button, you've got to be prepared to say to yourself, I'm going to roll over, and also to keep your order size lower because of the change on the broker's rules. So you don't get into too much over leveraging. So it's just breaking through those 15-minute lines. And there's that 863. Let me look at Usdjpy. So strongly trending upwards, held off on the quarter theory. I haven't drawn any lines on this. I haven't looked at this hidden bull. So trending very nicely up on Usdjpy. To be honest, I don't really want to change what I'm trading because I've just got so used to knowing where I am with Usdjpy. It does it for me now. I don't really need to trade anything else. And, you know, I kind of can, that's what I wanted, to get better and continual progress on learning how to read it. So I remember what I was trading this morning when I took 2 trades at Tokyo Open. I remembered what I thought about what price was doing. I know there's red flag news. I know what levels it's trading at. So, you know, you start to feel very at home with a pair, and that's what I want. And as Matty Pipp said, this gave him 90% of his profits. Then, you know, this is what makes me a $1 million trader, and I don't need to keep banging the button and switching between loads of pairs. So I'm back on the 5 minute. It's come off that blue support on a 5 minute line at 8:20. It opened as a buy on the previous one at the 35 minute candle. So you're right, that was a put score of 2. It went down, but I got it, you know, closed at the this buy candle opening up. It's wicked up, it wanted to push up, and we've got another buy. So it is moving. Someone's had to go. That's fine. It is moving up. It is moving up again. 8:28 on the broker. I'll refresh this. So now we're getting to a situation where it's coming up to the overbought area. It's hitting the 200 moving average, which is where that wick touched at that 840 level. And that is a, it was a previous line of resistance off some 5 minutes. Come up to the hourly. It went right up to that 862 level, which previously was a level of support. So if you look at the previous one on the 15 minute, it opened as a sell. That wick tells you it wanted to probe, it wanted to push up. And the critical thing is where the next candle opens, because if you look here, you had the same thing going on. It was a sell, a put candle. It opened off the hourly, so you think that was a strong sell down, and it tried to wick up. So you might think to yourself, oh, is it wanting to push up? But when you look at where the next one opens, it's another sell candle, and it opens where the previous sell candle closed with a smaller wick up. So that tells you the momentum is down. And here again, down again. Then quarter theory, an hourly, a wick down, but your next candle opens as a blue buy candle off the quarter theory and the yellow hourly. So that tells you, and that's at the 45 minute mark, that tells you it has turned. And there's another buy. There's the retrace back at, that was up to the hour, retrace back on the 15, and now coming up to the 45 minute. So it's in a strong push up. 2 bars to 1. We've got a minute and a half, 8:45 there. 8:20 that we were talking about. So 8:45. Let me look at what's happening here. The dollar says put score of 2. It's in the overbought area. This is real time. 200 moving average is still moving down. So we can see it's in a bit of consolidation. It's transitioned, but our Bollinger Bands are tighter. They're not wide. They're not pushing up yet. It's a call here, 27 to 20. It's right on that moving average. So to take that as a call, I wouldn't mind taking that if the bottom of the blue buy candle was on that line with a line of red becoming support, i.e. 844. So it is closing above. I've got 38 seconds to go. it's got a level up there at 864, which is a daily, 858 on the broker. Dollar's still a put right off the top of that Bollinger Band, so the algorithm's pushing it, reading it that way. Heavily overbought, 10 seconds to go, so I'd like to take a call. I'm not sure I'm going to, but it's on its move up to the hour, but I don't want to get into rollovers at this stage. I've done 3 trades today and won them all. I did one break even, which is the fourth one I did just before I came on as a test trade. 862, I think it closed with a rollover. So this actually has given us a put at 855. It's overbought. It's off that line of the 858. It has closed above our, but that 200 moving average is still red. So it's in a transition phase. Have the currency strength 30 to 14, so it's still strong. And there's that off that hourly, a little pushback. 200 moving averages at 843. So it's turning on the 15 minutes, but I am expecting it to carry on up. I have got hidden bull down here, remember. I have got 2 lower highs, but there we have got a low there. Let's come to the 1 minute and have a look at that. There's our 45 minute. So it's just a weaker line of support at the 839. The better line is that 15 minute at 836. This red one is a line of resistance on the 5 minute, 846, which is what it's hitting at the moment. And the yellow is our hourly at 854. So it gave us a put. This is 2 minutes into it. So what I want to see is for it to, this is a 15-minute line, 836. I'm not saying I'm going to take another trade before the hour, but normally I'll wait for the hour. As I was on a little later, and I know there are people watching on Facebook, and also I load these to YouTube for later, I might stay on for the hour and see if there's a trade at the hour. So I have got a higher low there, although I am on the 1 minute. So you can see clearly the lines of support and resistance. Strongly off that hourly. It's got that hourly to get through, 854. And we've got a daily at 864, 863 up there. So I'm thinking that this is a retrace and then go up here to retest that higher high to meet up with that again for the hour. There's something else that I use. It doesn't affect our trading, but I just like to see the scans sometimes. We're 48 minutes to be past the hour. I thought I did have something here. 15-minute Traders Way, which is the main feed. That one was the one I had been looking at. Let's see what that's doing. So our broker gives us 838. There it is. Broker's giving us slightly, oh, it's a 15-minute, that's why. So it's a bullish scan. There's our 110,000 pip range here. Just put that in blue. it hasn't completed the scan up to the C point. It's come back down to that 679, 740, 801. So 801 is the level we've been discussing, and you can see resistance has become support. So it has bottomed out and it's moving back up. Now the scans, 89% of them out of 100,000 independently tested did complete to the C point. It is over 80 pips. So it should be a solid scan, but of course it's got this massive level here where it has to decide. So probably a new scan will come out. But anyway, that just wanted to show you that. So it's dropped down to the 833. 834 on the broker. So our lower level down here is 820, which was one of my levels before. 820. HourGlass is, the dollar is a call. In real time, 30 to 14. So the dollar has strengthened. Oh, no, it hasn't. 1-1, 1-1. Oh, and it's just updating there. Just a bit slow updating. No, it's still 1-1 there. Put it back on the 5 minutes. It's taken, it's wicking off that level. 831, it's the 15-minute level, which previously was all that resistance there. And HourGlass is giving us a call at 834. Hasn't given the... Let me refresh it here. It's not giving me a reading. I wouldn't normally take a trade at this time. I would just wait now for the hour, sometimes the 55, but you can read what's happening here. It's right on this 200 moving average, literally straddling it. So price is stuck here. The Bollinger Bands are straight. That's probably why it's not giving us a reading. But we can look on here. 819, so that would be good if it dropped back down to 811, which was our previous hourly. Look left to see our strongest lines of support and resistance. So we can see it broke through there and became support, and then support again, then it became resistance, and then it became support. So the lower level of support we can get, preferably back to an hourly. It's already tested that. Big buy candle up, it's just cleared that out. So anywhere around this level of 820 for a call, but it following market timing, you can see it's wicking off it there. Normally I would wait either for the 55-minute or the, so that's 811, I've got an 819, or the hour. And that's wicked off, it's stalled on it again, which is a good sign it wants to go up. 30 to 14, it did give us a call 3 minutes ago, but it's just stuck on here, and I've refreshed it, so I don't know why it's doing that. It's just just try once again to refresh it. So Les will be on this afternoon at 2 p.m. UK time. That's 3 p.m. my time. I've got to go off and get my second jab, and I've got guests arriving round about that time. I do love going on Les's sessions, but I'm not sure how much I will be able to come on. Always learn something. So a call at 834, it's completely stuck in terms of moving and giving me a price. It's moving down there, which is good. 819, there's that really best level, the 811. 811 would be great. 8.25 on the broker though. Oh, 8.24. Sorry, it wicked down to there at the 50-minute. And here it is. It's just holding on that 8.19 level. It went up to the 15-minute 8.24. So moving now. So sometimes even if HourGlass is stuck like that, I would know to take a trade. But I've learnt the discipline of only taking it when you know, if I can. Sometimes it moves, say, at 35 past. I can read the price action on the wicks, and it's on that candle close channel, and you can see clearly it's moving up through these levels now. So I would know where to take a trade, but that would have been good on the 50-minute off that hourly line there. So 828 at the moment. HourGlass is frozen. 828 on the broker. Strange that. Yeah, just kind of stopped. No matter. So I can just read it off this. 832, 56. Oh, look at that go. Yeah, so I realise, you know, it's got that red moving average. It has closed above. It's on the Bollinger Band, 858. It's up at that line of resistance anyway. 849, 858, 854 is an hourly. So we had a strong buy candle, 55-minute trade idea, except cashtrap is frozen for some reason. But I have got that moving average slicing through. I do believe that it's changing, you know, and it's heading on up to these daily that daily level at the 864. But normally I would, unless this had been a retrace, I probably wouldn't have taken the 50-minute, but the 55, and I would have taken it if I'd caught it down here and it had turned at 55, maybe. But that was the retrace back, because I don't like getting into too many rollovers. So if we go to the 1 minute, $57, so it's just coming back a little bit. The last few minutes before the hour. Just wicking off on the 5 minute, wicking off that, didn't quite touch 852, didn't quite touch the 854. But it's got that moving average to contend with. I think that's what's stalling it a bit at the moment. And my lower level now at 824. So I've got 824 up to the 854. I don't want to be taking puts on this. It's going to turn on the hour or do something on the hour. But currency strength not only is stronger, but I want to see it work its way past that moving average. 842. It's weird that, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to go now because I've got someone at the door, and I've been on long enough. So I hope that's been helpful. And I do, yeah, that's okay. That's fine if you've got to go. I do thank you very much for joining, and Les will be on later.